Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that 10 years have passed. 10 years, not 10 days, not 10 weeks. 10 years. You look around and discover that the goals you once dreamed about are still dreams. The book you wanted to write remains unwritten. The business you planned to start never left your imagination. The body you promised yourself you'd build never materialized. And the most painful part, you were busy the entire time. Not productive. Busy, scrolling, watching, reacting, consuming. Modern distractions have become so powerful that most people no longer notice they're trapped. The ancient Stoics warned about this long before smartphones, social media, and endless entertainment existed. They understood a timeless truth. A distracted mind is a conquered mind. Today we're going to explore how modern distractions are silently destroying your future and what Stoic philosophy teaches us about reclaiming control over our attention, our time, and ultimately our lives. Because your future is not being stolen by some external enemy. It's being traded away, one distraction at a time. The greatest theft happens quietly. Most people think danger arrives dramatically. They imagine disaster as something obvious, a financial collapse, a serious illness, a sudden tragedy. But the most devastating losses rarely announce themselves. Time disappears quietly. 1 hour becomes 1 day. 1 day becomes 1 month. 1 month becomes 1 year. And before you realize it, your most valuable resource has vanished. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote extensively about this problem. He observed that people fiercely protect their money, property, and possessions, yet casually surrender their time to anyone and anything that demands it. Think about that. If a stranger stole $20 from you, you'd be upset. But if an app steals 3 hours of your attention every day, you barely notice. Yet one of those losses can be recovered. The other cannot. Money returns. Time never does. Modern society has perfected the art of capturing attention. Entire industries compete for every second of your focus. Every notification, every alert, every recommendation, every endless feed. They're all fighting for the same thing, your life, because your attention determines your actions. Your actions determine your habits. Your habits determine your future. The Stoics understood that where attention goes, life follows. And that's exactly why distractions are so dangerous. They don't merely waste moments, they redirect destinies. Why distraction feels so good? If distractions are so harmful, why do we love them? The answer lies in human nature. The Stoics believed that much of human suffering comes from avoiding discomfort. We naturally move toward pleasure and away from pain. The problem is that meaningful growth often requires temporary discomfort. Studying is difficult. Training is difficult. Building a business is difficult. Learning a skill is difficult. Having difficult conversations is difficult. But scrolling, effortless. Entertainment provides instant gratification. Progress provides delayed gratification. And the human brain often chooses immediate rewards over future rewards. This isn't new. The technology has changed. Human psychology has not. Ancient Romans were distracted by spectacles, gossip, and public entertainment. Today we have algorithms, different tools, same weakness. Modern distractions are dangerous because they exploit this weakness with unprecedented efficiency. They provide endless novelty, endless stimulation, endless escape. You never have to sit alone with your thoughts. You never have to confront uncertainty. You never have to face boredom, and that's precisely the problem. Because growth often begins where distraction ends. The Stoic power of boredom. Most people fear boredom. Stoics valued it. Think about your own life. When was the last time you sat quietly without reaching for a device? Without music? Without videos? Without checking messages? Without seeking stimulation? For many people, that moment rarely exists. The instant silence appears, they rush to fill it. But boredom serves a purpose. Boredom creates space. Space for reflection, space for creativity, space for self-awareness. Some of humanity's greatest ideas emerged during moments of solitude, not during endless consumption, not during constant stimulation, but during stillness. The Stoics practiced deliberate periods of silence and reflection because they understood something profound. A person who cannot be alone with their thoughts is not free. If you require constant distraction to feel comfortable, you've become dependent on external stimulation. And dependence is the opposite of freedom. The modern world tells you to avoid boredom. The Stoics would tell you to embrace it. Because beneath boredom lies clarity, and beneath clarity lies transformation. The attention economy doesn't care about your goals. Here's a difficult truth. Most platforms, companies, and entertainment systems are not designed to help you achieve your goals. They're designed to keep you engaged. The longer you stay, the more valuable your attention becomes. Your future ambitions are irrelevant to the system. What matters is keeping you occupied. This creates a conflict. You want purpose. The system wants attention. You want growth. The system wants engagement. You want mastery. The system wants consumption. The Stoics constantly warned against becoming a servant to external forces. Not because the world is evil, but because most people drift wherever the current takes them. A ship without a destination is controlled by the wind. A person without intentional focus is controlled by distractions. Ask yourself honestly, who decides how you spend your attention? You or whatever appears on your screen? The answer to that question reveals who controls your future. Every distraction has an opportunity cost. One of the most powerful Stoic exercises involves seeing things as they truly are, not as they appear, as they are. When most people spend 3 hours scrolling, they see entertainment. The Stoic sees trade-offs. 3 hours scrolling could have been 3 hours reading, 3 hours learning, 3 hours exercising, 3 hours building, 3 hours creating, 3 hours connecting with loved ones. Every choice excludes another choice. Every yes creates a no. The problem isn't that entertainment exists. The problem is unconscious consumption. Hours disappear without intention. Days disappear without awareness. Years disappear without reflection. The Stoics urged people to live deliberately, to act consciously, to understand the true cost of their actions. Because nothing is free. Every distraction charges a price. The payment is made in time, and time is life. The myth of "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow is one of the most dangerous words in existence. Tomorrow I'll begin. Tomorrow I'll change. Tomorrow I'll focus. Tomorrow I'll take action. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. The Stoics were deeply aware of mortality, not because they were pessimistic, because they were realistic. None of us know how much time remains. Yet most people behave as though they possess an unlimited supply. They postpone important work. They delay meaningful goals. They defer personal growth, as if life has guaranteed them another opportunity. But every day delayed is a day lost. The future is built in the present, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, the Stoics practiced remembering death precisely because it sharpened their appreciation for life. When you understand time is limited, distractions lose much of their power. Because you stop asking, "What do I feel like doing?" and start asking, "What deserves my remaining time?" That question changes everything. The discipline of selective ignorance. One Stoic principle is especially relevant today. Not everything deserves your attention. Read that again. Not everything deserves your attention. Modern culture encourages constant awareness. Every controversy, every trend, every argument, every update, every opinion. But information is not wisdom, and awareness is not accomplishment. Many people know everything happening in the world and nothing happening in their own lives. They can discuss celebrities, politics, scandals, and trends for hours. Yet they haven't spent 10 focused minutes working on their dreams. The Stoics understood the importance of selective ignorance, ignoring what doesn't matter, protecting mental energy, choosing focus over noise. This isn't about becoming uninformed. It's about becoming intentional. You cannot focus on everything, which means you must choose. And every choice reveals your priorities. Your future self is watching. Imagine meeting yourself 10 years from now. What would that person say? Would they thank you? Or would they ask why you kept postponing your potential? Your future self is created by your current habits, not your intentions, not your wishes, not your plans. Your habits, small actions repeated consistently, become your reality. The Stoics believed character is built through repeated behavior. You become what you repeatedly do. If you repeatedly choose distraction, you strengthen distraction. If you repeatedly choose focus, you strengthen focus. Your future is not a mystery. It's a pattern, and patterns can be observed today. Look honestly at how you spend your time. That's where your future already exists. The Stoic solution. So what can be done? How do we reclaim control? The Stoics offered a surprisingly simple answer. Train attention, not once, daily. Focus is a skill, and like any skill, it improves through practice. Start small. Create periods of uninterrupted work. Remove unnecessary notifications. Schedule time for reflection. Read instead of endlessly consuming short content. Spend time in silence. Practice being present. Most importantly, learn to tolerate discomfort. Because distraction often wins when discomfort appears. The moment work becomes difficult, people escape. The moment boredom arrives, people reach for stimulation. The moment uncertainty appears, people seek distraction. But growth lives on the other side of those moments. The Stoics trained themselves to remain present, not because it was easy, because it was necessary. The rare advantage of focus. In a distracted world, focus becomes a superpower. Think about it. If most people cannot concentrate for more than a few minutes, what happens to the person who can focus deeply for hours? They learn faster, create more, build more, achieve more. Not because they're more talented, because they're less distracted. The gap between average and exceptional often comes down to sustained attention. While others are scattered, the focused individual compounds effort. Day after day, month after month, year after year, eventually the results become impossible to ignore. Focus creates momentum. Momentum creates achievement. Achievement creates opportunity. And it all begins with attention. Final reflection. One day, the endless feeds will continue without you. The notifications will stop mattering. The trends will be forgotten. The arguments will disappear. The distractions that seemed urgent today will become irrelevant memories. But the life you built, or failed to build, will remain. The Stoics taught that a meaningful life requires conscious choice, not drifting, not reacting, choosing. Every day you wake up with a decision. Will you spend your attention or invest it? Will you follow distractions or follow purpose? Because your future is being shaped right now, not in some distant tomorrow, not next year, today, this hour, this moment. The quality of your life depends largely on the quality of your attention. Guard it carefully, protect it fiercely, use it wisely, because modern distractions are not merely stealing your time, they are competing for your future, and your future is worth defending. If this message resonated with you, take a moment today to remove one distraction, reclaim 1 hour, and invest that hour in something that moves your life forward. 1 hour may seem small, but great futures are built from small victories repeated consistently. And the Stoics knew something most people forget. A better life begins the moment you decide your attention belongs to you.